Dear friends, this video is intended to demonstrate how an online test can be conducted using an online testing application. In this demo, I am using an app called Quizizz. It is Quizizz. When I do a Google search, this is the result which I get. Here I click on the home link and it takes us to this page. And what you see here is the Quizizz app. When you are using this software for the first time, you will have to sign up. Click on the sign up button. Here on the right side, it is highlighted in green. We have two options: either register with a Google account, an existing one, or use an email and then create a password. And I click on next. And I am presented with options at school, at business and personal use. And I click on at a school. Then between the two options, the teacher and the student options, I click on the teacher. Okay. The title I click as Mr. XYZ. And I create a password. Now, once you create your Quizizz account and it is properly set up, it will look something like this. Here you can see my name and then my plan. That is the basic plan. Of course, they will prompt you to upgrade to super, but all the minimal things necessary for conducting a test for up to 100 takers can be done on this basic plan in Quizizz. So now we will see how we can create a test. I will click on create and click on the quiz. Now I will create a new quiz. I am being prompted for the name of the test. I will name it new Q. Then I will select the subject and click on next. All I have to do is to click on the multiple choice. Okay. And I will put in my new question. You can see on the right hand side of the screen, this is how the taker of the test will see the question when the test or the quiz is being played. I will put a question mark here. Then I will enter the options. And among the options, you have to select the right option. So I will click on this tick mark here. But before that, you can see here, we have a timer here. This is the time allotted for this particular question. You can tweak that. Maybe you can give, of course, the range is from 5 seconds to 15 minutes, but that is not necessary. Maybe for a reasonable question, you can give a 60-second timer and then click on save. Now we can type in the new question. All you have to do is to select one of these. You can see there are various options. You can add checkbox, you can add fill in the blanks, all these types of questions are there. But I am confining myself to multiple choice test paper, so I will click on the multiple choice here. So that is question 2. So we will type in another question. Now among these options, you have to select which is the right option. And once the student or the taker of the test gives his answer, the system will automatically value the options and give the final result. So the timer again I set to 60 seconds. Suppose you have a very lengthy question which takes a few minutes of time to arrive at the answer. Then maybe you can give a time of 2 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever, depending on the depth of the question. But the point here is that when the question appears for the taker of the test, once the question appears, it is this particular amount of time that the taker will have for giving the answer. And this particular aspect increases the reliability of the test so much. The setter of the questions can control what is the time, a reasonable frame of time required to answer a particular question. And we click on save after that. Sorry, before that I will give 60 seconds for this question also. And I will click on save. Now I have a test paper with 2 questions now. Quizzes suggests that there must be at least 4 questions. Now I am ignoring all this, which is why my quiz quality score is only 2.5. If I fill in all these things, the quiz quality score will become 10 out of 10. But for the time being, I stop here, and when I want to complete the test, when all my questions and the options and the correctness of the options and the timing of the questions, all these are ready, all I have to do is to click on this done button. Okay, and here I am leaving this thing, or maybe I will give some image, a title image, and then of course the language is English, the grade of course is university level, the visibility is public, and then I will click on the save. So our quiz is ready now. And there are 2 ways in which I can run this quiz or run this test, the live mode and the asynchronous mode. In the asynchronous mode, what I can do is I will click on the assign homework and give the deadline. I can also avoid the deadline, but by default there is a deadline. It is by 3:15 p.m. on 27th October. The date today is 26th. So that is a default 1 day and 13 minutes time for completing the assignment. You can avoid the deadline or adjust the deadline, whatever you wish to do, and then click on the assign and give it as an assignment to a Google Classroom, whichever is there linked to your Google account. Now this is one of the significant advantages of quizzes, that it is linked to a Google Classroom, which will serve as a very efficient LMS, a learning management system. But for the time being, I am not going to share this test to the Google Classroom. I intend to hold this as a live test. And to do that, I click on the end assignment, and here this particular test of mine which we created right now will be there in my library. You can see all the test papers which I have conducted previously is there in my library. It will be saved forever. It will be there, and you can go to the test paper. Once you create it, you can use it over once again, either directly or with a few edits, whatever. And this is the new queue which we right now created. I will click on it once more, and you can see the questions here. Okay, this is a preview. If I click on this one, the answers and the right answer will be visible. Okay, we can remove the show answers option if that is what you wish. Now we will go for a live quiz. The advantage of the live quiz is that you can see the test being taken by the students online live. We will click on start a live quiz and click on classic. The option for instructor paced is also there. In the case of the instructor paced test, once you start the test, the first question is given to the students. The students see the question, they give the answer, and you are waiting with the results. Then you can spend some time discussing the response of the students, and unless and until you click the next question button, the next question will not go to the students. But in the classic mode, which is what I do very often. You have the various options, how many times, these are the settings, how many times the student can attempt the test, we will keep it 1. The name factory, we will keep it switched off because I use this particular quizzes app for very formal test papers for evaluating the students. So that means I insist that the student use his original name to log in. Then show the answers during activity, that is kept on. After activity also, that is kept on. Then the timer. Now we have seen how the test is conducted or the app is being downloaded by the teacher. For the teacher to conduct the test, make sure that each student downloads this quizzes app. If they do not have that app, they can use the Google Chrome app or whatever browser they use and type in the browser the URL joinmyquiz.com. Then also, without downloading the app, they can take the test. We will come to that later. Now, these are the other options. Timer, students can see the time which they are getting for each quiz. Then there is a leaderboard which shows which student is on top. Then they have the shuffle questions option. This thing is very important because once you keep this option on, the green color shows that the option is on, then the students will receive the questions in different order. Then there is shuffle answer options also. This is also important because when you keep this on, the answers also appear for each question for each student in different order. With all these settings in place, you can click on the continue button. Okay, and this is what you see. When you click on the continue, you see a join code 534690. You must share this code to the students. Once they receive this code, they enter this code in their device and they join using a name. Then you will see that the names of the participants will begin to appear here. So we will wait for the participants to join. Now I am waiting for the participants to join. One participant has joined, and yes, now I have 2 participants. And I am going to start the test. There are 2 participants, X and Y. The first question, Y has got both the answers correct and X has got one question right, the other question wrong. So here we have the results of the test. Question 1 and question 2. I think you must have noticed that the questions were given to the participants in different order. If you click here, the time taken will also be displayed. Now we will exit and we will go to the reports. Now here we have the reports of each participant. We can see here the report of the first participant. We can get it over here, and the report of the second participant, we can get it over here. All this data can be downloaded in Excel files also if you click on this particular download button. So the score is something like 1000 for one question, and then if they answer very fast, they get a bonus from the 1000. If they are relatively slow in answering, the points are deducted from 1000 for each question. This is the marking pattern. For a normal test paper, such data may not be required. All you will need is the number of questions each taker got right. But the advantage of this particular quizzes app is that we can set the questions, control the timing, control the order in which the questions are given to the takers, control the order in which the options appear for each taker, and so on. All this will help us to improve the reliability of the test which is administered to the students. And of course, there are large amounts of reports which tells us the achievement, the individual achievement of each and every participant of the test. And these reports enrich the assessment process to a large extent. That's all. Thank you.